Hello and welcome back to the Condors. We're here at Conestoga College, ready to cast some Condors at the college, playing esports and stuff like that. And we'll talk about it in a minute. First, I gotta say what's up to this weirdo beside me. Hello, I'm Leaf, and I am hanging out with Kof.
The number one weirdo, apparently.
Yeah,
number one weirdo, apparently.
Yeah, you've taken over from me. I had it before.
Ah, let's go. Number one in something.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, we'll be taking a look at Valorant tonight. You're joining me. You didn't join me for the other match we had last week, did you?
No, I did not. I missed out on a lot, it seems like.
I thought you said missed out on a lot of teams. No, you only missed out on this one.
Yeah, no. I missed out on 2 new players, though. For me, at least.
Yes, that is true. So why don't we introduce you to them with this beautifully planted segue? Oh, Sunter, we need that camera. Take your hand off it. We need it back. That's it. We have Beatster and Sunter joining the squad coming up from our academy team. And, of course, they'll be joining alongside it's the squad. Well, the fact Non's here is good, but we did lose Kip and Silly Shadow as the 2 that they're being replaced.
The two big guys that always sit down at the end of the bench there and became almost the duo, it seemed like. Kip especially, he's a guy that was always very vocal.
Yeah.
A guy that we could sometimes hear screaming from all the way over in the Esports Hub. But no, you see him there. Sunter, Beanster, respectively.
Yep. And, again, taking that role in their place, of course, is right beside them there. Kevin, he's their IGL now. He's taking the lead, taking the reins. That's why he's sitting right in the middle of everyone. Right beside Non there. So.
That's a huge step up right there, being the IGL. And, of course, it's a guy who he can frag out and get some kills when need be. Of course, like you were saying, non-duelist, ever steady.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But they've got to get into it quick because, unfortunately, with those players moving up, we also got leveled up to another league. So we are playing against some harder opponents now than we may have seen before. We have played, of course, some of these teams, and that goes for our first match that we had played the other week with Concordia. That was a close match. It was respectable, but it was a loss ultimately. And now we're facing off a team we've played before in Baker.
Yeah, Baker College Swarm, it's a team that I'm familiar with. Not super well. We'll have to wait and see, of course. We've had player changes. They could very much have the same thing, but you see the bracket there. The winners club, of course, like you said, Concordia and Baker. Northwood Blue joining them there. And then, of course, the 3 teams with the losses, University of Maryland, USDC. Of course, the loss does not tell the whole story, much like you were saying. It's a close game last time. I'm expecting, hopefully, something similar.
We'll see. I mean, last time we faced off against Baker with our full squad. Now, against Concordia with our old roster, I actually genuinely believe that was a winnable series. It was a lot closer than, of course, that O2 indicates. But going up against Baker, even with our last roster, if I remember correctly, this didn't go well for us. So with 2 new players being put into there, it's tough. I'm getting record. Actually, our record is 1-1 with them. I thought it was 0-2, but hey, I'll take it from the back. Yeah, if we did, but having our 2 new players in there, they're still trying to get in the reins, get their roles down pat and understanding the team dynamics definitely is going to throw a wrench in trying to win out the series record with Baker.
Well, we see it both with this and with League of Legends, where you're adding new players to the team, and there's so much fluidity, so much synergy required. Maybe more so in League, like a game like this, but still, everyone has to pull their weight, and especially in Valorant, everyone has very distinct roles that they fit into.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anyone can pop off, too. Like, just because, you know, you're an initiator or whatever, it doesn't mean you can't act like a duelist when you're out there. I mean, you absolutely, they're using the same guns too. So at the end of the day, as long as you're clicking ahead, you're getting kills. But obviously your goal is to play and support those other players if you're doing that. So it really is understanding those dynamics and playing to them, but you can step outside of that if you're feeling like you're having that hot day. And we absolutely have seen players kind of swap roles, even pick agents that go double duelist even, but even sometimes swap out who's the duelist on the day if they're feeling it.
And so we're just waiting for this game to start here, getting a look at them. I'm, of course, this is my first time calling this team, so I'm ever curious about, you know, Sunter, and of course, holy, this is bad.
Beanster, yeah.
Sunter, and then, yeah. How'd I lose it? How'd I lose it twice?
Beanster,
that's it. Beans.
What's Herd's not on the team? Why is he on the screen?
Coach Herd.
I guess our Rocket League team is playing. Oh, yeah, no, actually, it's funny. He thought he was on broadcast today. I saw him in the Discord. Then he realized it was Monday. So they're playing right now. And we had a bunch of notes. Apparently, our opponents actually gave notes over to us that we would have had about their players, too. So we had a lot of storylines going into that. But this is them on the broadcast. This is the most you're going to see of them on the broadcast because we're watching Valorant today.
Apologies, Rocket League fans. This is the only taste you're going to get.
We had them twice last week.
Nah, yeah. They had a good week here. And, yeah, Conestoga going into the new semester, it's going to be up and down a little bit as there's tons of growing pains.
Yeah.
It's
what's the scoreline?
I
Winner
think
Orange.
They
are
are
orange.
4-3.
So they just won. That's good. Okay. Yeah, this squad is honestly looking good too. I mean, adding in Cyber into the squad. This is our varsity squad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Chunk there in the middle. You could tell by his head shape.
Oh, yeah, there he is. I can see him. Yeah. The other two, their heads were being blocked by it. But, yeah, no, they're there. Cyber at the very end there is the newest addition in place of Rashiel. Yeah, get your jersey on, man. Represent. You're on camera. Come on. Come prepared.
Oh, yeah. The Coach Herd, he's disappointed. He put his broadcast toque on for today.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I guess they're playing a little bit. So they got whatever their scrim was there. They just won it. So yeah, hopefully they're feeling good. But yeah, Cyber should be bringing a good amount of depth to the squad. But over back at the Val squad, you see them chilling out and hanging up for their match, getting ready for that. They are hopefully going to allow that experience. I mean, Nod's been with this squad for quite a long time now.
Since I started commentating.
Yeah, so hopefully his expertise of what they want to do with the squad is going to come across and be able to transfer over to these two old academy players that are now on the varsity team. And then again, I think in the middle there with Kevin, that's going to be the big thing for him to bring the squad together. That'll be his goal right now, is say here's what we want. Here's the vision of where Center and Beanstar are going to fit in. Let's start executing on that. And they're getting very good experience right off the top, having to face against Concordia and Baker right at the beginning of their season.
It's two tough matchups, but that's what makes champions, getting through these times. And I talked with the team a little bit before the game. This is a very locked-in squad this night, and of course went over, fist bumped the guys. They were doing VOD review, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave you be, because it seems that the importance of this game is tenfold for these guys, especially for the two new players.
Are they feeding each other Kit Kats?
It's team bonding.
So, that's great. I mean,
teams that eat together win together.
Yeah, I guess it's Sunter's coming in. I think last time we saw him drop in as a duelist as well, which is why we actually saw, you were talking about it, the newer agents that were added. You saw Non actually hanging out on the Tejo. So when we get eventually to the picks for agents, I wonder if we're going to see Tejo again. Obviously, it's going to be map dependent. He didn't play it both maps, but yeah, he is playing was playing that initiator role because we had Center in as that duelist. So it is a shift up. It's a change for this squad for more than just one player. It's Non that has to adapt, but that's a good player to have to adapt. I mean, we've seen him do it in the past too.
Yeah, we've seen him play a litany of agents. We've seen him play Raze. We've seen him play Jet. We've seen him play Neon. It's one of those things. And knowing Tejo's abilities and his skill set, it lends itself well to a guy like Non, who sometimes needs a little extra help with just getting that extra info and clearing out spaces and using the stealth drone, using the grenades. That's going to help him so much so with getting those initiator kills.
Well, yeah, it's again interesting. I guess if there's any role that you're going to take over, it's going to be that after coming off duelist. You still get to be close up in the action. I mean, like, you're the guy getting them in there. I mean, especially with Tejo, it's very good for that spacing, that zoning, just creating room for your team to be able to operate in. But yeah, we saw the big shift, I think, for the squad was when they realized that they should just start going in and having fun with it. And we saw a real big shift in the mental for them. And then all of a sudden, Sunter just started popping off. I believe it was Sunter that got an ace at one point too. So yeah, so what I'm saying against Concordia. So yeah. I believe in the squad. It's just making sure they're in the right mindset and understanding what their role is for the team.
If hearing about an ace doesn't get you excited for the game, I don't know what will. I mean, that's got me salivating at the opportunity to get this game going.
Yeah. Well, you guys can't see it, but I'm just looking at who's loading in because obviously we've had a roster change, and I was curious if maybe we've seen Baker have a roster change. I'm thinking the only names I'm recognizing as of far, there's only 4 in the lobby, is Fate and Demon, and I do remember them both being problems for us. But I don't recognize Dumble and Riceballin, so maybe those two are new. But yeah, it definitely is like once you have a new semester come around in school, some students might be done. So it'll be intriguing to see if they also end up having I guess an obstacle to overcome.
Yeah, of course. It's the difference between when you go and watch the pro level Valorant. Those are all the teams that you know and love, and the rosters that you know and love. Yeah. Here, it's we're more so at the whims of the school. Which, of course, shout out. None of this would be possible without CSI, especially. But yeah, it's just that captivating feeling of what is going to happen, the unknown, and
I see. I got the word who it was, but I see they're on. Just on the other side, Ladder Moves, yeah. Okay, Ladder Moves was on the team last time as well. So I think it's Dumbbell and Riceball. So they might have 2 new players as well on the squad. So this honestly could bring things a little bit more even. I mean, it all depends on the skill level of those two. I don't know. Maybe we see a lot of schools like pull in like pro levels or tier 2 players often. So who knows how good they're going to be. But I do remember Fate and Demon specifically being problematic. So it's not going to be an easy match. I think they'll have to take it seriously, but not to the point where they stop having fun. I think there might be a good like 6-round, let's get into it and feel it kind of vibe they'll have to happen. We might see some problems early on, but I think once they get that flow state going, we've got some very flow statey players here. Just across the board. I mean, Willie as well. I mean,
Willie and Non are my 2 top like flow state guys, so they could go off, get 3 kills at any moment's notice, and you're like, yeah, okay, that's them.
Well, now you have Sunter that's able to do that as well. So I really think, if they just need a little bit of momentum into this, and they'll be good. Hopefully their warm-ups went well, and it looks like the vibes are pretty good on the team. You saw them laughing. You see them feeding each other chocolate. It's very, we're about to exceed our PG-13 rating if they keep that up. But it's looking good to start. But you really can't tell until you're in that matchup against your opponents and understanding how they're playing, right? If they're bad, sure, you just go and steamroll. You don't need momentum. But there's the possibility that, and real probability, that they are not going to come in and let you steamroll them. So it'll be figuring that out as soon as possible. You have to be in the match. You really just can't be prepared until you're in the match.
You have to embrace change. That's the biggest thing, is things are so dynamic, especially in Valorant, is even if that match doesn't start off how you would hope, you have to change. You have to be able to adapt to whatever situation. That team who embraces change most is going to be the team that comes away with
I'm
this.
over 30 now. I'm a boomer. I don't like change. It's in our human DNA. When you're old, you don't like change.
Well, you see the age of the guys there. I mean, unless they got good skincare routines, I'm not picking any of them for being 30 years old.
No.
So, embrace change? Yay? Nay?
Well,
We'll
they
see,
are.
we'll
They
see.
have to.
They
I
have
mean,
to.
that's the pure nature of collegiate esports is that you don't get to not change unless students just decide to perpetually re-enroll forever.
Yeah, we got plenty of programs.
Yeah, but even then, it's not guaranteed. What if someone enrolls that's just better than you? Your spot's gone at that point, right? So yeah, it's the inevitability of collegiate esports is you will have change. So I'm just happy that Baker's going through change at the same time.
So then my question to you is, with all this change, with all the newness coming around, do you give them a bit of a buffer to find their stride? Do you think they're going to find their stride early? I think it might take them 5-6 rounds.
Well, that's what I said before, is
Yeah.
6 rounds. I think 6 rounds is they're probably going to lose a few. I mean, we saw them, I think, last week they won their first pistol, I believe, and then they just had trouble winning. I think it was like 4 in a row they lost. You lose that, right? The winning pistols does not indicate how the rest of this series is going to go once you got full buys going on and teams are in the swings. Yeah, it'll take some time through the first map. If they're to win this series, well, I'm just going to assume that these other 2 players on our opponent's side, and I'm gaslighting myself now that I've looked at their player list so much, now I'm questioning maybe those are the same players, or maybe I'm just like, I've seen them. I keep looking at this list here, so they're ingrained in my head. But if they are new players, I lost my train of thought now.
If they're new players, then they are going to have that buffer too. Is it going to take them 6 rounds?
But yeah, maybe. I'm just assuming. Oh yeah, I'm assuming that they're the same level. We have no knowledge, so I have to presume they're the same level as the players that they're replacing. And if that's the case, then yeah, the series is going to be very difficult for us. But I definitely think it's not out of the realm of possibility of being able to take a map off of Baker.
Well, if anyone listening was around during Waterland, then you are aware that Conestoga can beat good teams, other than St. Clair sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but also, I mean, that was still with our old squad, right?
That's exactly true. So again, for anyone that did watch Waterland, this is going to be new. This is going to be something you've never experienced before.
Yeah.
And now we got the veto coming up for the maps here.
Curious if we end up getting rid of Split. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
because
last map.
Yeah, well, last time we got rid of Bind, but it was them that got rid of Bind, and we're going on to Lotus, and I can't remember how that went for us there. It looks like, yeah, Condors have been trying to like go to maps that they generally aren't familiar with. I mean, the fact that we're seeing, I mean, we saw Split, right, which is good, but we saw even last week, I think it was Split that got banned by the Condors, which was extremely surprising to me. But seeing Lotus now twice in a row indicates to me that maybe Sunter and Beanstar are familiar and ready for these, or they've just been practicing new stuff to try to diversify their map knowledge and their map pool. And I didn't see it what the last map was there.
It was Fracture, but it might be changing. We'll have to keep our eye on that as we keep going. It is Fracture as our last map.
We got rid of those so quick. I'm still looking at those.
No, no, it goes, Pearl with the 3 sites, which who knows how that's going to go, which Conestoga, it's a team that bans Haven at the start of every round because I thought they're a team that, it doesn't lend itself well to that 3-site strategy, but maybe it's something different. Maybe we're seeing Conestoga try to surprise map pick the opponents. Maybe this is something they know that Baker isn't as experienced with.
And what was the first ban?
The first ban was Haven, and then they banned Bind.
Okay, cool. But yeah, Lotus will be the first one. And now the question is, are we going to see those new players? And I think we're seeing a Vise already.
We're seeing a Vise and a Tejo hover, but no lock. As if they did, a Tejo, Yoru, and Vise would be quite the strategy. Very, very aggressive. We'll have to wait and see here, as we do have Conestoga side, Sunter pick and raise, ready to do that duelist work. Beanster with the Vise, like the opponents have. Willie on fade. And then Non with that Omen pick going to controller. Mixing it up a little bit. And Kevin locking in that Toho.
Yeah, I was expecting the Tejo to come across. Rice ball and sitting on 2. I mean, it seems like just such a good utility to have on your team. I mean, I mentioned it before, but it's that spacing that you're going to get from this. It's that zoning. The fact both teams have it is going to be an interesting fight because, you know, both teams are going to be wanting that same space. We are going. I think this is true. We're on attack first for this. So, the good thing about that is that we get to set the pace. I'm excited for that. It's intriguing that. Yeah, I'm wondering if he's waiting on the Tejo because like he doesn't know if like this is going to counter good. If they're looking for a counter to that spacing that Condors is going to have. I mean, they're hovering over it, so I guess they'll lock in on it. But I'm not surprised to see that character. It is interesting that the Vi is also getting thrown in for both teams too.
Yeah. My big thing too with Tejo coming out now is no team has a Cypher, which means that Tejo does the information gathering that the Cam would do, and it allows him to be a little bit more flexible with the other abilities that he has. Cypher, we saw, was a very locked-in character, usually anchoring a site. Tejo, I feel like you could bring anywhere.
Yeah, the thing with Cypher is that you also add that map mobility, which Tejo's not going to have that same degree of. I mean, you know, Cypher had the cages. Like, he had the ability to kind of solo it for a bit. You kind of have that as well with Tejo, with the zoning. Like, if you do start getting bombarded, you can just keep yourself safe until your teammates get over there. But I'm expecting Non to play alongside his teammates a little bit more.
Yeah, playing as that Omen controller character, has the smokes, has the teleports to put himself in unique positions. I don't mind this team composition for Conestoga. I say that without a round played yet, though. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so as much as I like it now, we'll have to wait and see as round 1 kicks off. Pistols, and it looks like we're going to have a big fight mid.
Yeah, Pistols, again, went in our favor last time we played a team that was supposed to be above us. And then it fell apart quickly after. So the question here is that same thing going to happen, or is Baker going to end up in the same situation as the Condors of having to, you know, find their flow?
The opening fight starts off Conestoga losing to Tejo at low HP. We have Beanster here peeking around the corner, making some noise. Doesn't know about that Omen. It comes around immediate with the headshot, and we will pick it up, but the numbers advantage not on our side.
Yeah.
If you look at the HP on the other team, now Tejo and Breach on the other side, Breach being the unique operator pick at low HP. And on this pistol round, anything is possible. You just got to hit your shots first. That mid fight, we saw Tejo get a grenade kill. I'm always a fan of the utility kills whenever I get to see them.
Makes me happy that Beanster should have lost that fight. In my opinion. So it makes me happy because it kind of indicates that, all right, gun play-wise, either that was just a simple mistake from that Baker player, or, you know, we might have that upper hand when it comes to gunplay. But, yeah, with 2 players left, they've picked a decent site to go for. It is close enough to those defenders over on C, so they can make the rotate quickly, and they are going to get pinched. Yeah. That's going to be hard now down for our last player. Willie, you mentioned it, though. He's a player that can pop off.
Got to watch out for those breach abilities. Of course, they knew that they were going to come from C side as that's where the deaths go down. Jumping into the site. Willie able to pick up one, but ladder moves on the flank. And there's the numbers game just not going in Conestoga's favor.
Yeah, they got the plant down, but couldn't buy enough time. The flank was the right play. When you got the numbers like that, I mean, statistically, you should be winning that unless you have just one of the most insane plays ever by Willie. But
yeah, you were right. That's a shot you gotta hit if you're on Baker Swarm. Of course, win the round anyways, and of course, Conestoga, you can't watch every doorway all at the same time when it's just one left. They gotta stay alive after the mid fight this round. Of course, you looking at their loadouts. We got the sheriffs. I want to see some one-taps. I mean, that's all you can ask for. I can't ask for a win, but I can ask for one-taps. Sweet, sweet one-taps.
Well, hopefully on our side when we get around to being able to buy. But, yeah, we're hoping to be able to win this next round. Obviously, round 2 gets a little more difficult, but might be able to get a good pop here. There's your shot you're looking for, Demon, taking out Kevin.
Yeah, gotta watch out for that Outlaw. When you got no shields, it's a one-shot no matter where you hit it. That's such a good position Of course, Dumbbell with that Bulldog watching from above. Locking down that site as Demon picks up another kill in mid. That is a no-fly zone.
All 5 players still left alive, not entirely unexpected for Baker Condors. Again, we'll have to look to the next few rounds to be able to get themselves into this and be able to contest. Your goal right now is just to try to take down as many of these Baker players as possible. Just so you know, they're going to the next round having to buy again.
Well, this is where economy comes in, and lining yourself up for one guy does not help, as that is going to be the money bags of the lobby now. The outlaw play is just shutting Conestoga down. It's a 4v2, and that makes it a 4v1 as the weaponry, the situation. I think they got a good idea of where this last Condor is.
Hey, there's one, though. Beanstar, as I said, all you can do is just try to get as many as possible. He knows the flank is coming, but can't get the crosshair where it needs to go. And, of course, Baker's going to take round 2, but took 2 off the board. Again, it's all about loss mitigation, making sure that when you can buy and you can get yourself into a round where you're kitted up, that they don't have as too many rounds past that they can keep buying.
It's slowly chipping away when you find yourself going down on that pistol round. 5-1 for Demon, because with a 4K, that'll put you up early in these games. And you see his ultimate ability on the opposing Yoru, 6 out of 7 already, going into round 3. Luckily, that's on the Yoru wall, which, of all the ults to be going against early on in the game, I can live with that.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a save from Baker as well, just in case they end up losing this next one. If they can walk away with a round win after Condors buy and they go for a save, I mean, that's going to be real good for them. But Condors taking down 2, put themselves 3 into a really good spot to be able to secure this one. And honestly, that I forget who it was that was saving there, but you know that might have been actually been smart. That'll buy him an extra round here.
Oh, good timing coming out of the smoke, picking up that headshot. The bomb cannot go down for Conestoga, and hitting on the retreat there. Conestoga has the safety of this C site. They know there's no opponents on it. And there's only so many places they could come in. Kevin arming himself up with a Vandal and has full shields. You gotta keep your eye on this, man.
Well, that's what we're gonna do right now. He's got the smoke for now. How long? Until he pops out the other side. Of course, he knows where a player might be, especially now with a couple shots being fired through the smoke as they try to ping them off there. Nice, great pick for Kevin, shutting down Rice Ballin. And the last 2 just got their cross, and that's all you knew. This will be all she wrote.
You cannot set up better than this, but Dumbbell picks up 2 beautiful kills. A nice headshot on Kevin. If you hear that spike ticking away in your hairs, you know for a fact that they don't got enough time. Conestoga picks up a round. And that's what we're talking about here, especially you, Leaf, where we mentioned you slowly chip away, A round win like that means that in 4 rounds, Baker's going to have no economy if this keeps going the way it is.
If it does, I mean, again, we lost a lot of our players, so the economy's still going to be tight for both teams here. But it definitely is the right path for the Condors. And getting one early on, you don't want to start giving away the 3rd round is honestly like the worst thing you can do, because you're just almost guaranteed to give away another one after that. So this is a really good win back for the Condors against Baker, and they're showing that they can compete here.
Yeah, full push over to A site. That's confidence as Kevin comes around, picks up a headshot immediately to start this thing off. Of course, the Baker had more men, but it does not matter. Sunter picking up bodies, gets a triple.
That's the guy I was talking about. Sunter, I mentioned it. We were talking about him just before the series started. He's a player that can also get into that flow state. He's a player that needs to be in this duelist role for a reason. I mean, once you let him have fun and you just let him off the leash, he could do some damage, but ladder moves is going to shut down Non over there. We'll see if Sunter can get some revenge on him.
Yeah, ladder moves not without taking huge damage before going out. You see at the top of your screen there the health bar for the Vs.
Yeah.
It's just nothing, and we see Conestoga's fully taken over that A site, and the defense, it might be a save.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, they're just going to watch to make sure that they don't get flanked at the end. I wonder if the Condors will go for it. It looks like they're going to inch out and try to find that, but I wonder how deep they're going to go.
I want to see a guy like Sunter. You see him already on your minimap there on B site. Has the most aggression, has to double up already in this round. And I want to see more. Kevin, of course, picking up the first blood of this round. And this is the confidence. You're saying once they started playing for fun, having smiles on their faces. Things change in the blink of an eye. 2 rounds in a row.
Yep, that's good. Again, save did come out for the last 2 players. They hunted them a little bit, but it was not aggressive. I've seen way more aggressive post-plant hunts there from the attackers. But, yeah, it really came down to Sunter. Just great kills for him. That was a great kill from Latimer as well. But great kills coming out from Sunter. I hope to see that flow continue. It looks like he's starting to get in the swing of things here.
Yeah, everyone on Conestoga has been stepping up in the kill department, though. I have not noticed anyone not pulling their weight. We've seen here, though, on that C site, the aggression, the Yoru ult, immediately from Baker Swarm, and just getting that info.
Yep.
It might be a little early, but 2 kills going down. Fate and Demon. As Conestoga does get back in the kill column, Beanster, we did end up losing Shunter in the battle. Looks like it won't matter. Willie keeping it going. That shorty, close range. You gotta look out.
Uh-oh, Willie. Can you get the pop? Nope. You're going to get popped yourself. Dumbbell dropping you after a set of 12. And now Baker College is probably going to win this round.
Not without taking out one last demon there. Beanstar picked up a kill, but alas, not enough. You see them unfazed from that. Of course, going down again. This is going to be back and forth. I'm feeling it.
Now, I missed it too. Just to see, was that the Tejo missiles that came out there off the Yoru? The Yoru got info, and I think it was Tejo's missiles that came in that got those early kills, right?
Yeah, seeing as not entirely sure, but based on him being at 2 of 8 on his ultimate now and picking up 2 kills to finish that round, I'd have to believe so.
Yeah, that
an early fight. Yes, sir, Beanster. Early headshot. Can't not flash a smile after one of those.
Yeah, I like that combo that Baker played off before there. I'm curious to see if the Condors will put that into their playbook at some point in the future. But, yeah, they're keeping up. An early pick does help them coming in this next round.
Get that early pick on C site, and it allows the defenders to rotate over, and Conestoga looks to double down on it. Although we see now it's very conservative attacks. It's not pushing too hard, but it is pushing those headshots. Sunter again. I feel like I'm going to get used to saying his name a lot.
I hope so. There's another one, this time on Dumbbell. Got a kill. There's a little bit of retaliation from his teammate before. 4-2. Condors, as long as I don't be stupid here, should be able to walk this off. But last time I said that, obviously they didn't have that cross, and they got turned on pretty hard. It was left down to Nod to hold off that round. But we'll see here. Sunter straight across. Roll out, rockets out. Does get the 2-piece. Kevin's actually going to get credit for the 1, but it doesn't matter. That's 2 dead Baker players and 3 Condors left alive for the round win.
And that's how you like to see it. The most amount that you can keep alive, the better. And, of course, a little bit of a rocket launcher play. That should have been a double. That should have been a double.
Should have been a double. I like it, though, because it was really smart. He had the intel that both players were back there. Now, I wonder if he pulls that out. If he doesn't know, like if he sees one player on that cross, does he still pull that play out just to get the guaranteed kill? Or do they try to then bring those 3 players in or 4 players in for the kill? But he saw 2. Smart time to use the rockets. You want to use that when you know you can get a multi-kill.
And by being so loud, jumping straight up forces attention right over. Free headshot for Kevin coming around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Over on this A site here, Demon playing it real aggressive and going down to who else but Sunter. This is, I'm telling you, on this raise is, again, Conestoga's map pick. This is practice. This is rehearsed. And it's going well. No,
this is really good. I'm so glad that we highlighted him coming into this, too, because, you know, we saw him pop off last week. The question was, can he do it again? And the answer is absolutely, at this point, yes. And I think he's only just getting started, to be honest.
We see Conestoga rotating over to that B site with only 1 defender. The Breach rotating over on an awkward head plane and is able to get the first kill. But Willie coming around the corner, Fate! Respect owed where respect is earned, and he picks up a huge double, shutting down Conestoga's attack on that B site.
Yep, that's one of those players that gave us trouble in the previous semesters when we played them, and I'm not surprised to see him still doing the same thing.
He's only got that Sheriff. It's not like he's armed to the gills, but man, you gotta watch out. Oh, that pre-shot came in hot too. Kevin just teasing that angle. You see Non pushing up hard and catching him reloading, but not enough. Had the backup rice ball, and Now it's a 3v1 information game in Conestoga side, except for that one random Baker Swarms. That's tough.
Kevin is also up. I mean, look at the health. I mean, all he has to do is just one quick spray and take down 2. The question is, are they going to stay close now? They'll stay spread out. Can't check that corner. So many doors to watch there when you're sitting around B site. Unfortunate for him. Condors drop another round.
I will say, both of these teams are not playing like they have new players. This is looking seamless so far, especially for Sunter and Beanster. It's not feel like anyone's really having to pull their weight, or it doesn't feel like no one is pulling their weight. Yeah. Everyone's chipping in. A guy like Non being
I don't know who's this Non guy. 1 and 6. I don't know. Get him off the team.
Hey, 4 assists. I'm all about fairness.
That's fair. Yeah. But again, he's an initiator. His goal isn't to pop off on the KD. His goal is to support that guy that's supposed to pop off on the KD and the rest of the squad. So I think he's doing a good job of that. 4-3 for Baker College. It's not a tearaway series that I thought maybe we might see at the beginning here for them. Condors are keeping it locked in.
It's all about that econ. You see none getting the initiation in with just that sheriff. Try popping in that smoke and got lit up for it.
Condors,
patience.
Trying to figure out where they want to go. I think they're going to have an answer real quick here as we have an aggressive defense. They're pushing into spawn right now, and a pick from Willie on Demon. Sunter on the other side with Fate. Yeah, that's going to be a lock-in for C site. They're going to make their push forward here. Another kill, not going to happen. Rice Ballin actually shuts down that advance for the Condors. And now our numbers advantage has dropped significantly, but it is back up, thankfully.
Kevin says, I don't care about no numbers advantage. Picks up quick kill there to leave it just ladder moves. Who knows exactly where Conestoga's going. It's all on Conestoga now. You got to clear your angles. You got to play this smart.
Yeah, I think we got
before the storm.
I don't think they'll be giving up this site. It should be a lock-in for a 4th round. We're playing chase, though. We are constantly playing from behind. We haven't gotten ourselves the lead at any point here, and it might actually be a further deficit if Beanster can't lock in here. Wow. That is quite the, what's the word I'm looking for? Throw of this round. I mean, the Condor should have had that locked in.
That seems like a choke right there. And I saw 2 things that round that immediately triggered red flags in my brain of, I can't remember who got the kill, but with the Guardian there, I'm pretty sure it was Kevin, peeks the corner with his knife out. Is able to pull out his gun, get the kill, but both 2 kills there that were so huge, caught with our pants down, caught with a knife out, caught with ability usage out.
And
it's an easy fix.
Definitely on the side of Rajante calling a timeout here because obviously you can't have that be happening. I'd be sitting there and be like, all right, guys, what happened there? Let's lock in. We know we got this. Let's lock in at this point because that should have been our round.
I had hoped to. I'll take the side of optimism where the players know what went on there. You got.
I mean, they do, but sometimes you still need that reset and a little smack on the side of the head to say, hey, smarten up from coach. So maybe it's something else here, but I think just a moment to lock in. Now, the problem with taking a timeout here also gives a little bit of a boost mentally to Baker because from their perspective, what I would be thinking is, they're shook. And that obviously can give Baker confidence when it comes into these next gunfights, and confidence can play into flow state, and flow state plays into kills. And you don't want to give that to your opponents. So I hope it was something really important that needed to be said for the timeout to be called here.
Yeah, you can't, to your point, you can't have those counterintuitive timeouts as their breach ability coming in so hot. We'll delay Conestoga's push, but they seem pretty bent on getting in on this ace site, and it's worked for them in the past. We'll see what they can do here.
Yeah, it's just a full A push for the Condors, and that's probably more of what Rajante was going for, is an actual game plan. Hey, opponents have this, you guys have this, go for it, but Demon is acting a demon right now, and the Condors, Cove, where'd they go?
Well, we're only watching Kevin right now, and that's for a reason. Demon coming around that door, and, well, he did a little bit of that. Kevin says, whatever you could do, I could do better. Picks up a slick headshot, and,
he needs 3 more to be able to do it better, because that was a 3-piece there for Demon.
That's what you got to hope. From that timeout, you got confidence in your playing abilities coming around that corner, just not the timing required. Rice ballin', able to pick up that kill, and to your credit, that timeout might have inspired confidence in Baker Swarm.
Yep. And you saw it right there, just a wonderful round for Baker Swarm. And the Condors are going to have some real answers here, because now that deficit that felt like a really in their series, felt like, hey, we're going to be chasing a little bit here, but we're in this series. And now, well, it's not out of hand. It feels like you've lost control. Anything
can happen in that second round, but yeah, going down 3 rounds in a game where it was every round was anyone's bet. Yeah, it's not the position you want to be in, but we see again a split push here from B2C. As the Tejo ult coming out forces them over to that C site, and they've got to hit their shots here. Worse weaponry, worse economy. Of course, flow being the word of the day.
Yeah.
It seems like Baker College has found theirs.
We're going to watch this pinch now as they move. Looking like into C site, but they're still holding B as an option here. Nuts. Full dive in, but there is going to be that pinch from C site there from Baker College. Non does shut down a bit of a push, though, and that's going to buy him a little bit of space. Yeah, you see it, Baker having to back off now, giving the Condors the space they need for the plan.
And Non doubles down. Another headshot on the Baker Swarm that's forced to get out of that site, and now Conestoga has the positioning. They have the angles, but Rice ballin' denies Sunter.
Yeah, but Non might have another one here. He's working with Beanster to try to push this other player, Rice ballin', who's trying to cause them problems, but on site there's problems of their own, and Kevin cannot get the kill here. Dumbbell and Rice ballin' working together to shut down any of these Condors. It's just down to Non. He's been the player of this round, but I mean, what are you going to do when there's still 2 and 1's going for the defuse?
No time, and not the situation, as that felt good. That was a good save round for Conestoga, letting Baker Swarm go down to 2 opponents, picking up some cheeky kills on the flank by Non. It's the stuff like that that matters the most, and they executed well. They got on site, they got the bomb plant. It was just a little too late. As, yeah, Rice ballin' and Demon just acting up right now, 13 and 10 kills respectively.
Yeah, it's Rice ballin' that's been the star player. I mean, I talked about Fate before. We saw him have a brief moment, but sometimes being a good player means you take the back seat. If you got another player on your team stepping up, you let them step up. I mentioned it before, sometimes it's okay in a map switch to when you go to the next series or so the next map is to let someone switch what role they're playing if they think they're feeling it. So yeah, let them shine.
Now, I will say I am excited to see Sunter in a different map environment, as we've seen what he's capable of here, and everything changes when those sites go down to 2. I'm not trying to doom and gloom or anything, but in 7-3, of course, us and potentially the Condors too are thinking about how can we be better in the next game, because it's a tall order here.
Honestly, it really feels like they've just been caught on some angles they didn't expect. I mean, you saw it on that last site. They just had one guy flank in. No one was covering that angle there, so maybe that could change here. Some trades coming out, but it is going to be an upper hand for Baker College by a significant amount of players. Ladder moves continuing his climb up that ladder of it. Oh my God, though. Beanstar's turn to pop off. One more around the corner. Can't get that shot. He knows it's going to be peeking around. Of course, the fake out there from Yoru. Can he get one? Just had to breathe on him, but they push at the right time. Beanstar, good attempt. There's not much you could do there, though.
Yeah, last man standing picks up a double headshot. I mean, in a losing effort, you take that confidence with you. I'm hitting shots. I'm feeling good. Again, it's a situation, though. Baker Swarm has been playing really well as a team. They're synergizing really well. They're not taking fights alone. We saw Yoru there using both his fake out ability, the hologram, and the fake, he used the flashbang as well, and just it's too much. It's too much for just one person to take care of. And the point of these rounds is you cannot let yourself get in that situation.
Well, here's the thing. I like attack for us because it puts us on track to set pace, and it felt like while we were chasing, we've completely lost track of that pace. And now Baker Swarm is just really pulling away with this, and we'll have one more round to try to full send it before we go to another pistol.
Exactly what you're saying with just momentum. Momentum's key here. Momentum and flow. It's how the team plays together, and that's how the team faces adversity. Of course, we all know about that 9-3 curse. I hope not to see it, but if we need be, we'll see how they handle it. Of course, defense could just be a defender-sided map. Could just be defender-sided, and that would lead itself well to Conestoga as they're now coming up to this A site, and both the defenders are in that side area, and they've been deadly back there.
Yeah, you see it trying to create some distractions over on A so they can rip around to C, and I think it's going to work here as well for them as they do get themselves in there. Smoke's out. They're going to move on to site, and that does block out that last player there. That's great. Vice can't get any sight in. Ladder moves. Just going to have to wait a few more moments for his teammates to get over it, be able to make this push.
Sundry doesn't know about the one defender on site still, and playing rather conservatively here and working out for ladder moves. Sat in that smoke the entire way, and you see Demon aggressively popping out of that ult. It didn't matter as the kills go down. Willie popped one head, and that's my reaction exactly.
My opinion here, that Yoru ult was the biggest thing. I mean, first it was the intel, allowed ladder moves to be able to peek around the corner, catch Center off guard. It's like, okay, there he is. And then it also, so good comms from Baker Swarm. But then also just to drop in, finish it off. I mean, what a great pick and usage of that Yoru as well from Baker Swarm. I feel like there's been two key moments where he's been the difference maker. He's been the playmaker.
And I would absolutely say, yeah, Demon with that Yoru, and then Eves on ladder moves there for the opposing Baker Swarm. C-Site was just, they couldn't go in. They'd put up that wall, force into a 1v1, and then let my teammates come help me. No hero plays from Baker Swarm. It was very much so team-oriented. Now we got defense, and you know, I'll keep my optimistic hat on. I feel like defense just might be a defensive map. Who's to say? Not me. I'll tell you that much. Not me.
Condors now trailing quite significantly in our first map against Baker College. This was our pick.
The enemy Yoru. Oh my goodness.
Oh
my goodness. No one knows.
Is he
Kevin
actually
gets
just
the first
rolling around behind them?
Yeah. Wow, get out of town with this.
I'm not gonna lie, it took me a second for my brain to register because I'm like, that's not him.
No,
Are they going for it? Let's go.
We saw a duel at high noon, but instead of sheriffs, we got a knife fight. Willie picks up a huge headshot after whatever it was that just went down.
That is some good old Counter-Strike community rule 1. You know the Rocket League's rule 1? That's in my opinion one of Counter-Strike's right there. Is the you see opponent with a knife, pull yours out.
And there it is. Pick up the pistol round, and what an awkward round. Wow, that was I'm glad. I do want to shout out production. They got the camera shot of them just
it honestly didn't register to me right away because I'm just like, that's not happening.
It can't be real. I've never in my days of competitive Valorant casting it seen something quite like that. I was going to say the trigger discipline. No, it wasn't that. They were just fully unaware of each other's existence.
Yeah, that was funny. That was really funny. And I like to little show for us at the end there too. But we do add another number onto our side scoreboard.
Of course, hey, Baker College goes on a round win on defense. It's the same. We can't do the same. Ladder moves in this off angle. Nan's got a shotgun.
You like your shotgun, don't you?
I like my odds here. A shotgun versus a pistol in close quarters. But I do like, as well, playing conservatively. You don't want to take a fight that you know you can't win. If two people are around that corner for Nan, then it's going to be such a treacherous position here as he does rotate out.
Yeah, that's all they have to do. I mean, obviously you want to hold those angles, but you don't need to push it. You're playing defense right now. But they've got some information on us, which means we have information on them.
Coming over to the mid of the map, this is where we saw Conestoga cooked a lot in those early goings when the weaponry wasn't so hot, as around the corner, Price balling, heads up shooting. Only ever went for the wall bang there. And it worked out.
I mean, you can't turn the corner. You're going to get in the way of your teammate shots. It's just, the person's there. I mean, if you got good comms, they're calling it out like 5 feet in front of me, right? Now you know where to start shooting. I mean, I think this really is just going to come down to a comms game. Like Baker College, you can tell by the way they're playing, it is a lot of winning due to their communications.
That's what I was saying it earlier. There are no hero plays No hero plays. When,
No, a lot of team plays, yeah.
Yeah, we saw it especially when they were on defense and holding that C site. They never took a one-on-one. They said, let's retreat, let's regroup, let's reattack. And so Conestoga, it's not a thing they can't tackle being on the defensive side now. But they have to play Baker's game of good comms, good positioning, putting them together.
What's your favorite esports org? I saw they had the Vitality spray there.
Well, I'm always partial to Cloud9 because the 2018 Boston Major.
Cloud9 is
that was special
always been my favorite org.
Yeah, that was special to me watching it live, rice ball and coming down the mid hot with that bucky. He might get a second one here. Sunter's got to be real careful here as he does pick up a nice headshot with Kevin on the duo. Baker College down to 2. But no, 2018, the Boston Major, that was, I mean, come on. I watched that live. That's life-changing.
That's right. You were there?
I wish.
Oh, just like live on
live on,
yeah,
live
okay.
on. I think I watched that through the CS:GO menu, and you could watch the streams back from there.
Yeah, Go TV. Yeah.
Yeah, before Panorama.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It's one of those experiences.
Condor
hitting those off shots.
Hopefully, gonna have an experience of their own here with another win on the board. I mean, they got only a couple more they can lose. Well, 3 more they can lose before Baker takes map 1, which is Condor's pick, and we end into uncharted territory of theirs. I mean, it is Split coming up next, which is obviously a map everyone's familiar with.
I mean, who doesn't know Split?
Yeah, the Condors play on it yet, though, I don't think, last week. But, you know, we might end up there soon once the Condors lock in.
As you see, a 2-man push from Baker College. The rotate a little bit slow here from Conestoga. It's going to make this a 1v2 fight. For a little bit, you see, though, Sunter coming in, has that speed, has the ability to even this up, and will. Good round win from Conestoga. Creative positioning to its finest.
Really good from Beanster there. And again, he had the support from a teammate on site. It was really good to be able to have that opportunity to be able to jump on top of box and take that kill. So just good heads-up play.
That's all due to patience. That's all due to patience. Waiting for Sunter. Save me! You come in, help me. Make this a 2v2 at the bare minimum. Even up the numbers before we take our first gunfight, and it just worked perfectly. Of course, good ability usage forced Baker to stop and deaden their tracks and allowed that rotate from Conestoga.
That's it. Another one on the board for the Condors. And while Baker's entered double digits, they'll have to lock in less the Condors, lessen this lead that they have in non. It's going to start things off, but an answer back.
Yeah, hot shot, and when you put yourself in that position, that's what you expect. And coming around the corner slowly is Rice ballin'. Able to pick up a huge kill with that Vandal, but Kevin on the D.
One more, maybe another one there. He's going to get tag team, though, as 2 move on to site. Gets 1 popped around the corner. He's just got dumbbell left. He's looking for that peak. Which side's it going to be? Yeah, Smoke's going to make it hard. He tries to get a spray through, knowing that there might be a move back there, but that player is going to get away. And now Kevin is going to hold that site down by himself as ladder moves and dumbbell. Try to rotate back around. I think they got the information, too, that they are making that rotate. How are they going to act now, knowing they've just been spotted?
We've got a 2v2 with 50 seconds left. They could really go to any site here, and that got in Conestoga's head, too. As you could see, both Condors rotated off that C site thinking, oh, man, they got to be going somewhere else. They can't be sticking here.
It's either, I don't know if you go A. I mean, they're faking A, obviously, with the smokes right now, but they have to know Baker's not that dumb. Expect the fake out. Like in my head, obviously I have the information here, but in my head, I'm thinking the fake out, and they're going back to C. I would have kept someone close just to keep that information, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Conestoga, you have to think they know the bomb hasn't been planted yet, so they couldn't have gone to B site. They couldn't have gone to A site. This would have been down. Conestoga fully rotating right back around. Now, of course, the amount of time that just passed between the rotate away means that there's no information. Either team. Conestoga could be coming from any doorway.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Baker is still going to know that they're probably still going to come back from this if they did go check out A, and that's probably what they're banking on, and I think it is, because those are the sight lines that they're holding right now. That's going to be good for Willie. Can he make that turn? There's one down, and now it's just down to a 2v1. Take the turn, pop him from the top. Kevin comes in from the side angle. That's what you want to do. Good comps, good play from the last two clutch players.
That is so smart from Willie, demanding the attention on the close angle where he has the opportunity to dance with him, to throw at his prowler. And that's why Kevin was able to come and pick up 2 huge kills. That's brains for you. There's nothing about that involved good aim. That's all brain.
Deficits just down to 4 now. So Condors not out of it. I mean, this is This is where momentum can start to pull ahead, give you something. I see a little bit of more shine in the face of Willie here. I mean, there was a bit of doom and gloom I saw creeping it through his eyes before, but you can see it just a little bit in the smile there. It looks like they're starting to feel it.
I see Yoru on the opponent team. Baker College immediately coming out with that ult and is going to attempt to put himself behind Conestoga. They know exactly where he is. You got to watch out for that shorty. Anything's possible.
He just runs and guns in, but Demon still takes him down with the shotty. Oh my God, the rest of the squad almost being eliminated entirely as they go. And yeah, that was, I mean, they knew, but at the same time, they were outplayed.
They were maybe showing a little too much attention to that Yoru ult. What a game changer. You said it when we were at halftime, that Yoru is big. And, oh my goodness.
Ooh, Don doing what he's done before, but you're hoping that was maybe a pop-off moment. I'm not sure we're going to be able to see Beanster get much done here. But yeah, that's the thing. What we just saw there is classic conditioning and mix-ups. I mean, you've now had two massive Yoru plays that have devastated you. You're watching out for them. You're making sure you're keeping an eye on that. And then Baker Swarm was one step ahead and said, let's utilize their knowledge of this Yoru being a problem and collapse on this play.
It's got to be intentional. It's got to be. There's no way that was not planned. That was not talked about for the pregame strategy. That was such an efficient A-site hit.
Yeah, no, overall, very good heads-up, just competitive mindset from Baker Swarm, and they're 2 away from a win here, potentially 1 as the Condors drop like flies.
Yeah, you're saying 2 away from a win and 2 Condors down. As I do want to shout out Rice Ball, and that was just genius utility play combining with the bridge. They know Non likes to play aggressive on that C site. Immediately forced him out that breach. Anticipated the teleport. Too smart as Kevin Sunter getting Conestoga back into this game.
Okay.
Their spike is down, and there's a man advantage, but there's always a chance. Low HP for ladder moves coming around this doorway.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't really matter too much. I mean, they still don't really have control of this. Yeah, there's going to be quite the play from Sunter if he can do any magic here. Around the corner, 1. Can he pop 2? If he did, he might have had the chance, but the second one is going to best him.
That's such a situation where we saw it from Baker Swarm similarly, where there's one man behind that door and you got Willie coming out peeking from long. You got to time up that door opening with Willie's peek because that draws attention. You can't let Willie dry peek there. We saw what happened.
Yeah, one more round for Baker College, and they'll have map 1 in the bags. And Condors have had a good fight here. I mean, again, they're not far off, really. There's a couple, as you see, these bigger plays that they have been outplayed on, but they're handling themselves mechanically.
It seems like every single round they are in that round, and then the flip switches. That's it. And we saw it. It's mostly at the game at long, as we were in this game early and just couldn't stay in it. But Sunter, wow, he has been just putting on a performance. A double kill quick in this round for Conestoga 4-on-3. Willie popping off with Beanster as well. Everything flying off the board. He got 10 HP for Demon here on site, battling Willie. He's got that sheriff, so he's going to have to hit a one-shot kill. Does it.
Nice. Willie just full on strafes. No little wiggle for him. Just pulls on to the other side and says, all right, I'll take my time to aim, and there we go, pop.
He subscribes to the old adage, swing or be swung on.
Yep.
He decided he was the one swinging.
Swung wide. And there's another round. Again, not too far off. I mean, I think asking for a map win here would be crazy, but for them, they don't want to count themselves out. I mean, believe that it's still possible, because obviously you still have another series or another map to play against Baker College. If you give up on this one now, you're giving up on that next one.
You cannot let yourself get out of it just for confidence, just for momentum as the team is starting to play. I feel like a lot better together as we see that breach all just completely negates the Raze rocket launcher and forces all of Conestoga to get off that site. Willie trying to take this mid fight, and he's putting his head in a dangerous position.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to buy some time there for his teammates to rotate. And that's exactly what he got out of it. So be where they hopefully want to be. They are in the right spot to be able to shut down this attack here from Baker Swarm. 2 kills for the Condors, put them in a great spot. There's a third, and now the Condors honestly should be able to have an 8th on the board, but last time I said that, I did curse it.
So we'll have to see how this goes as they're converging. They have the spike on the ground. Ricebalm was trying to ruin the Condors' day, but Kevin Sunter puts it away.
There it is, another round win for the Condors. They're only 4 off now to be able to tie this and bring it to overtime. Well, then they got to win 4 in a row. It's still not going to be easy. And it's Ricebalm this time. Call a timeout. That, to me, seems more of a realistic timeout. This is we've got to get rid of Condor's momentum kind of timeout. And that's precisely what I'm thinking as well. Condors have started to find their footing a little bit here and on their map pick. If you can shut this down now, don't give them another round and go into your map pick next, you put yourself in the best position. So very important round here for Baker College, lest they be giving up a few more rounds as the Condors economy gets stronger.
Well, you're saying it before, it's 12-8 now, and that seems a lot more realistic. That seems attainable, as, of course, they only have to win 4 rounds.
I mean, we've seen this series score a million times before and you know, have that team that's down win. Like, this is probably fairly standard score line for, you know, for a Valorant game of match teams. And
it, again, can go either way. Conestoga is far from out of this one. I will say that timeout, I can almost guarantee you Baker Swarm has a designated play that they are now set to run.
Well, we're going to find out if that is true.
We'll see, yeah. We'll see if I'm just a liar, and I'm lying to you guys.
Hey, well, you can't lie to them because you don't know. Lying, that would be if you knew and then told us something like that.
I see. Okay, so we'll see if I'm wrong. Big, fat, wrong, not liar.
That's what it is. Wow, big plays in util coming out here. Kevin gets the first kill. We've seen them lose an advantage like this before, though. How's Beaster going to handle over here? He's got 2 players converging on him. Non is going to do his work, clean up the other side, and Beaster did get his demon as well.
Yeah, that was so quick, too, from Conestoga. Read them coming to that C site, and Non just holding down mid, all on his own, picking up shots. Beaster coming up on Fate, picking up another kill, and that's flawless for the defenders. That's the type of thing that allows you to go into the next round with confidence.
Yeah, that felt like a really weird peak from Fate, too. We've seen him play a little bit better before. I like this play from Non. Very aggressive as he goes up to push on this after the wall drops through there. But yeah, Fate just making a peak here that felt super disadvantaged. Maybe just didn't expect Beanstar to push up that far and to be playing a little bit more safe until his teammates came around. But, you know, Beanstar made the right call. Get up in his face, you know, cut those angles off. Make sure he's not shooting at you at an angle that he expects you to be in.
And Conestoga, with the aggression on that round, they start the round off so hot with all their abilities, and it worked out to a T. Coming back over to the C site is Baker Swarm.
Yeah, again, still match point. All they have to do is win 1 round. They have a lot of opportunities to still take the series away from the Condors, no matter how well the Condors steal momentum away. It just has to be 1 falter, 1 misstep. Baker College take map 1, but no missteps yet as Non starts things off on the right foot.
We talked about Stewie earlier in Cloud9. We talked about Cloud9 and that reminiscent of Stewie jumping through the smoke, picking up a kill. Again, the trade as well, making sure Stunter's life was all for naught as Willie just bullet swarm.
Yeah, it just shuts him down. I mean, honestly, we gotta lend a lot of the credit of this momentum to Non right now. I think he's been a big game changer in how the Condors have approached this defensive effort on this map against Baker Swarm. He's been just basically acting as their entry frag and getting those early kills for them.
And then the blind, just a little too much for Willie. If he just held down click, he might have had an opportunity. It's 2 big kills. This makes it even. Baker versus Conestoga 2-2. Of course, the spike is in Conestoga's favor.
Yeah, but a bad gunfight can quickly turn around, but that's not what we're going to see. Beanstar is starting to pop off as well. Every single one of the Condors have been getting involved really well.
Read it.
Yeah.
Beanstar knew where to go. And just was a little, the run was a little too long.
But it's down to Non. This is the player you want alive in this final 1v1 moment. As you have on the other side, Dumbbell is looking the wrong way, but you know he's going to turn around real soon. Non doesn't know where he's going to be. Oh, he's going to pick the wrong angle of attack. He's going to get first sight, though, and through the box. Not. It's going to be able to clutch things up. That's how we do it. That's the player you want on that job. And now we enter double digits ourselves, and we are only a few rounds away from overtime.
That's poise. Poise personified to be able to stay locked in that situation. 16 HP, knowing if you take one shot, you're out. Picks up a huge wall bang headshot.
Yeah.
I'm excited to actually see this back. Because, wow, that was big.
That's tough, too, because you picked the wrong angle there, right? I mean, it did feel like Dumbbell wasn't covering a lot of the flank. He didn't expect the flank, I guess. He was watching other options that Non could be coming from, and he just didn't have this as one of them, I guess.
Yeah, he did not expect
Perfect
him to be
timing.
on site.
You turn that corner, half a second later, you don't know that he's behind that box. You missed that shot, that opportunity.
And then if Non is too out in the open before he gets seen, it worked out perfectly, and that's what allows Conestoga to get into double digits and really put themselves in a position here. 2 rounds away from overtime.
Now I'm worried. I didn't catch it, but where's this Yoru on? Oh, we're seeing it right now. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like they're going to utilize it yet. They might wait for another round here, but that is going to be a problem in the future here, but it doesn't matter in this one. Beatster picking up 2 right off the bat. Condors, great defensive efforts.
You know what a problem is? Beatster's a problem. Shuts down the Euro, what we were keeping our eye on. Kevin, aggressive, picks up a huge kill as well. Non, this is just kicking off for Conestoga.
It absolutely is, but again, coming into the next one, Yoru's got that ult, and wonder if we're going to see some sort of play again.
It's sudden death. It's sudden death, and it has been for a while, and Conestoga is not playing like it. Second time.
You guys don't see this, but they're calling it the second time. Yeah, they're shook right now. They are definitely feeling it. I would be too at this point. What happened? I mean, what room have you given Condors that's allowing them to play this confidently and this dominant?
I theorized there was a defender-sided map. I mean, we're seeing Conestoga with the positioning that we saw from Baker. It's maybe a few more hero plays as we've seen Non really pick up his pace in the defensive half of this map. I mean, he's got a triple-double, if you count kills. He's got 13 assists and 15 kills. That's outrageous. He's getting on almost every single gunfight. That's positioning. That's
insane as well. The only other player close to him is Fate on Baker Swarm side with 13. And it definitely is not. I mean, Beanster as well has been critical. He's been winning all of his gunfights. We saw Sunter early in this series. He's been a little bit more quiet come later. He's blown his weight, but it's been Beanster and Non really that have been really been like the difference in the past, I think, 4 or 5 rounds.
And the biggest difference from going to offense to defense is just the 2 controllers. The 2 controllers are just absolutely exploiting their zone controllers.
Keyboard, mouse, not controller.
Yeah, they plug in an Xbox remote. There was a pro player who used to have a Xbox remote.
Do they have auto aim on it?
I'd hope not. He would just go around using the Judge, shotgunning people.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, early Valorant was an interesting time to be around, as that Yoru ult that we've been calling out for a while now working perfectly. Dumbbell, it's been that Omen and Yoru combining for these big kills. Triple now for the Baker College. It's double, excuse me. He's still got 3 Conestoga Condors left, but the positioning not at all in our favor.
This is one of those ones I didn't want to be right on, but I guess call me a Valorant analyst because, I mean, maybe it's just an obvious play, but that Yoru ult was a big problem for us in the past here, and it's exactly that again. 2 early players off here. We're trying to get it back to even. Beanster, we were just talking about him landing his shots. He does so again, shutting down that tail, and Condors with 3 players left have to play a little bit smart here. This is a wide map for them to be spread out with just 3 players, but they know the information. They know where those players are. Baker Swarm on A site. They're going to make that aggressive push in there. Dumbbell gets the kill on Kevin, and Non gets dropped by Ladder down to Beanster.
And there it is. Beanster eliminated, and Conestoga with the resilient effort tried and tried and tried, just could not do it. If that first half goes 8-4 instead, who's to say we're not watching an overtime game?
Oh, yeah.
But that's all here and there. What we just saw was a close game. That's something that Conestoga should not be ashamed about. That's not.
No.
Of course, we saw ladder moves, Rice Ball, and both popping off. And ladder moves, especially a guy that Conestoga maybe was unfamiliar with. A lot of unique angles were being taken.
Yeah, no, ladder was a problem last time. Remember when I said I saw him? Ladder was a problem last time we played against them. And not surprised to see and popping off again here. So I appreciated the effort that these guys put in to almost pull that back into an overtime. I mean, that was very, very close, and they got to be super happy about this. I mean, sure, it's a loss, but they have to be very happy about their resilience. I mean, being able to push through that gives you that opportunity next time you're down by like 4, 5, 6 rounds to still say, we did it before, we could just do it again.
It's all about that flow state, and it's all about all 5 players entering flow state at the same time. As we saw the early goings in that one, Santer was just phenomenal. And then when we switched over to defense, of course, the duelist, it's going to be a little harder on defense to get that production, but still, we saw other players stepping up in his absence so much. So I want to see everyone clicking all at the same time.
Santer. That's around Christmas. He's called Santer. Santa Claus.
He's Santa Claus. As the sun goes away and the snow comes out, Santa Claus comes out.
Santa Claus okay. Well done. Hopefully, he'll be delivering some gifts to all of you guys soon coming into Map 2 because it is our opponent's pick. The question is, how's that going to go for us? Because it is split. It's a map that we're all pretty familiar with.
We know split.
Yeah, well, and so does the squad too. We'll see how it goes when they get into map 2 here. But we're going to take a quick break so you can stretch your legs and get your water. We'll see on their other side and see if the Condors can get a reverse sweep.
If a career in esports sounds wow to you, it's not. This is where your profession plus your passion could come together. Would still need what traditional business would need. The more distinct difference is in traditional sports, no one owns the ball. But in esports, someone does own the game. And this is part of what we're going to discuss in this program. You'd be able to learn how to run an esports event on the operations side to the management side of it. Marketing and promotions, how to deal with sponsorships, how to deal with partnerships, and also a big part of our industry is social media as well. What you're working on now is probably also needed. This industry needs all kinds of professionals. If you're looking for change, this program could be a converging point. Good luck and have fun.
Hello.
Hola.
Hello. They're not saying it back.
That's mean.
This is so rude. Oh my God.
I thought we taught you better.
Welcome back to the Condors Esports facility. We're hanging out watching some Valorant action. I'm Leif hanging out with Cove, and we just came off a map 1. Was an L, but there were some good shining moments in there.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things that we were talking about pregame, is that week 1 loss was another thing just like this. The L doesn't tell the full story. That was a 13-11 game, just 1 or 2 shots away from potentially sending it to overtime.
Let's talk about how many rounds on that map were won in a row too. I mean, it looked like at one point it was just out of control. It looked we're getting outplayed by so many things. The communication was so good on the side of Baker Swarm, and then all of a sudden they fell apart out of nowhere as the Condors just started to dominate them.
Yeah, especially on that defensive side. It all just came clicking together, and it felt like that the team communication that Baker had just swapped. It was a big thing of no one player. I mean, I will shout out Non for playing fantastic, but no one player was really the difference maker. It was just good positioning that lended itself to getting smart kills.
Yeah, well, at the beginning we saw,
True.
again, good energy. We saw Sunter stepping up, doing what he needs to do in that duelist position. Then by the end of it, we saw Beanster and Non starting to really pop off. I mean, Kevin was doing good. He sat at the top of the leaderboard for the squad, but the only player we didn't see a lot out of was Willie. But, I mean, it didn't matter. The rest were popping off.
And we see now a little refresher on the map bans. We have Split starting on defense, and of course, this is Baker Swarm's pick. But what we were saying, this is a map everyone knows. This is a map everyone has strategies on. And
I'm just glad to see Pearl banned. I mean, that has just been the bane of our existence every single time we play on it. So I'm happy that was gone and ended up in a fracture as the decider. And we will end up there if the Condors can end up winning this next map. Split is, of course, again, a map that the previous roster, before we had Sunter and Beanster, when we had both Silly Shadow and Kip on the squad, Split was a map that we handled pretty well a lot of times. I think some teams started to be able to read us a little bit. You saw it around that mid. We had some good plays that started to get read a bit, but overall, there's a lot of familiarity here.
Yeah, map that we've seen a lot, and this team is used to seeing. We're not used to seeing, though, from Sunter and Beanster.
That's true.
And of course, we're starting on defense this time, so I'm not putting the pressure on Sunter to come out as hot as he did last round. But by the time that halftime switch comes, I want to see Sunter popping off again, because that was quite fun. And that's what I will say. Even when things weren't going Conestoga's way, we went down 9-3 to start that thing. Wow, Sunter was a bright spot.
Well, now they come into this knowing that they can do a good series. You know, they can keep things close against Baker Swarm, and that's going to be a huge boon for them. I mean, it's really not Baker Swarm that's going to have to think about, like, they have the pressure on them to win this. This is their series to lose. The Baker Swarm, what we've seen, should come out on top. The pressure's all on them, and you can see it. There's like nothing on these guys. Their faces are all happiness and laughs and rainbows and I almost said chickens. I don't know.
Potentially
like
kittens.
I was thinking of like a little Easter egg chicken. You know, popping out. It's all cute and fluffy.
Like a peep.
Yeah, like a peep, like a little chick.
And yeah, a team that doesn't get phased by much. Of course, 2 new members. They got to understand that this is a situation that they will they'll go through a lot. Of course, maybe used to it with the academy team that they were playing with. Of course, last semester, it's 2 guys that this is going to be a make or break game. Not quite for them on the team necessarily, but if they're going to be able to hang, if they're going to be able to stay mentally in these matchups.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they can. The fact that they both had really good excelling moments is good for them. I mean, they're saying, hey, look, we can hang, we can stay, we can win these gunfights, and we're executing in the areas that you guys are telling us to execute in. Kevin, the IGL, is saying, yo, let's do this stuff. You guys do here, tell me this info, and then we'll do this based off of that info. And it seems like they're executing pretty well. I mean, obviously, we don't have their comms. Maybe they're all getting angry at stuff, but it doesn't look like it, though. So I think right now they're pretty happy with their play, especially knowing that this is one of the harder teams in this group. Yeah, you should definitely be happy with this.
Yeah, pushed him all the way back to a 24th round, and in those last 6 rounds, Beanster came into his zone. That's when he was playing his best Valorant. And those are the players you want. Those guys who, no matter how long the match goes, they are in it till the end. And it's what you were saying. Beanster really did make a name for himself, especially as that defensive use.
I'm not going to lie. I was about to say, I think we're screwed, though, because we haven't seen the Kit Kat distribution. And as I was thinking it started happening.
That's the feel.
I love it. This is what juiced them up before. This is what got them going. It's that camaraderie. Oh, you know why? You know why Willie didn't pop off on that one? He didn't get a Kit Kat.
He didn't partake?
I don't think he partook.
I think
is Nod even gonna like look at him and acknowledge him? Nod, come on.
I think we might have just saw Sunter stole Beanster's Kit Kat.
Did he really?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, he's turning. He's saying, "Oh my God, I didn't realize."
It might require some VOD review here, as the Kit Kat strength strats.
No. Oh, he's getting dismantled right now.
Oh, they're getting heated.
Yeah, no. Kevin, the IGL he's like, okay. Oh, wait, they have to fight now. Oh, they're actually gonna throw down. Oh my God, it is just chaos in the Condors facility right now. Okay, never mind. They decided to settle it in game, maybe. Would you just say to me? Yeah, I'll take my headset off again if you say that again.
Ignore the fact they're all smiling and things are about to kick off.
They're just really happy about violence. They play video games. We are violent by nature, right? Yeah. It makes you violent.
If you didn't know that already, it's confirmed by multiple different sources that are definitely legit.
Every single source out there have always said that gamers are violent because of video games.
And
I love the backdrop of Willie.
I think he got his Kit Kat. He's chewing.
Oh, he's having okay. Yeah, but Beanster didn't.
Yeah. Wow.
He's got a clip. He's got okay. He doesn't get the sweets. He's got a lock in. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot to eat before coming. I was gonna bring a protein bar as well, and I totally forgot.
Should go just pull up a chair, pretend to be a player, see if they share the Kit Kat down to you.
I don't think they'll notice. At all.
They're a weird mixture between locked in and, well, not locked in. As you know, first
did he
try.
get it?
Let's
Let's go.
2 for 2.
Yo, can we zoom in? Can we do a cam for this?
Yeah, do we got bottle flip cam for Non?
He's having some bad luck right now, though.
It's like he knows we're watching now.
Yeah, he got his first one, and then... Yeah, don't get water on your keyboard, bro. Yeah. Well, I mean, the vibes are immaculate for the squad right now.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
They ain't letting that 13-11 loss get them down whatsoever.
No. Again, as I said, I think they got to be happy about this. What are you doing?
More height, less flip, Non.
He's just giving up. Whoa! Did his headset just glimmer?
Is he a shiny Pokemon?
Yeah. Watch his. There was a lens flare on his. Look at that!
Whoa!
Whoa! He's an anime character now.
Oh, he's not happy about it. As we are into our character pick phase, we have something to talk about for you folks. We're getting into the character pick. Of course, I want to see Tejo. I want to see who busts him out. If it gets busted out again, we saw Yoru from... Actually, Fate is now on Yoru for that Baker College. They're switching it up, and I'm invested. Well,
I mean, it's obviously going to be a little bit different coming into a map like Split. I think what's really good about that Tejo on the previous map was that it was bigger. So, like, if you do want to really space someone out, you can use it for that. But it could come in really handy here, especially with just the damage itself, rather just than being used as a spacing tool. I mean, you got the damage that it can deal in a smaller space. So that really could shut down like mid, to be honest. Yeah, Tejo is actually an intriguing addition to this game, thinking about the maps as well.
And it seems Sunter switching up his role as Non's gone over to that Yoru and Beanster deadlock. The first deadlock we've seen this afternoon.
Yeah, it's fun. I guess Non is a little inspired by what they saw from Demon in the it was Demon on the yeah. While Fate takes it now, I guess they're inspired and they want to try some of their own Euro plays.
Again, on a map like Split, I mean,
honestly, I'm not against it. I mean, especially with Non having some good momentum by the end of that. I mean, that's a player that could get behind and really light them up and like guarantee you a series win or a map win or a round win. Maybe all of them.
Maybe a gunfight win. We'll think small. As especially like to your point, a map that's this tight, it lends itself well to Tejo, but it lends itself well to Yoru. It's when you pop that out, you only got that circle of vision, and well, on a map like this, you certainly get a whole lot of info, even in such a tight even in such a tight window.
No, exactly. Well, the question now becomes, will the Condors start ahead or once again start playing from behind to Baker's Swarm, as it is Baker's map pick?
Deadlock throwing out the walls immediately as we see an aggressive hold on that A site. Turns into a mid push here, and we got our first gunfight. Non in mid, puts himself in that creative positioning, and boom, picks up ladder moves.
Immediate slide out after the intel's gained. You know they're there. Don't stop moving. Keep on going. First pick gets traded out, though. Demon finally answers Non. Beanster.
Big one. Just a little too many bodies on the field at once, but we see Kevin.
Kevin in heaven.
Name's so nice, I made it rhyme.
Yeah, Kevin in heaven bringing down hell as he just shuts them down. I mean, he was at the top of the leaderboard in the last one too. Why not do it again? I loved Beanster's approach here, but Kevin had the better one.
You got to give credit to Beanster. Hung in there, took some damage. Gave some damage right back, and hey, when Kevin's hitting his shots, I mean, gives you no reason not to smile. I mean, that's the plays that, you know, on defense, especially on a map like Split, you want to stay up early.
I mean, you're absolutely right, too. Beanster, I mean, made some of those kills a little bit easier for Kevin, right? I mean, he loosened the lid on the jar.
This fight's going down. Sunter, great backup there, not allowing Non to take much damage, and they stay in the fight. The blind's going out. The Non with the aggression, and Non no more. He gets taken out by the opposing Yoru, and it looks to be a B-site take here. And no 1A, full B-site.
Yeah, 3v3 though. Condors are going to keep one over on the other side. Unfortunately, it might be problematic for them. It's down to a 1v2.
I don't know about you, but I take that trade all day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was looking at it from Baker's perspective. This is going to be really hard to handle.
In the chat immediately, nice shot and well played. You like to see respect between these competitors. As again, both Condors, they're chilling over at that B site. Lots of time left on this round, and ladder moves could really go anywhere with this. It appears to be A site, and that does make sense.
Yeah, it's all about playing the numbers. I mean, this is hard though because you really could have one player rotating over. Condors are choosing to keep both players on B. But it's, I mean, what do you play it? I mean, it's all a guessing game. It's a rock, paper, scissors at this point. Do you fake it out and stay, hoping that they both leave? Do you take your chances on A or B, you know, knowing that one could rotate around or both could rotate around? There's just so many options that could happen here.
Willie quickly getting over to the middle of the map, and I like Conestoga. They decided not to send two, and now they have a 2v1 situation. Picks up a good angle. Beanster, smart gunfight.
Look at that, super clean too. But yeah, they had the pinch coming in, so it was pretty much GG for that final Baker player, anyways. But it. Good aim from Beanster.
Yeah, Beanster, back-to-back rounds. I'm really liking its smart plays. It's again, the first round, stuck in the site, got some damage out, and died. And, you know, it allowed Kevin on Heaven to pick up the round. And then that one there, hey, just good positioning. Had the wherewithal to think, well, one guy left. They have to be aggressive. They have to push me. They can't just sit there and let us kill them. And was ready. It's one of those things, too. We saw it in the first game of Conestoga got caught with their pants down, with their knives out and their abilities out. I haven't seen that since.
Yeah, no, they've been playing a lot smarter. I think once they realize that a win is possible, they've kind of smartened up about a couple things. But Condors are going to have to lock in because, you know, you're not just going to keep getting away with these round wins.
They know 2 is down mid, but they don't quite know the extent here, as it's a pretty spread out push here by Baker, trying to use that time to their advantage as the weaponry is, well, the weaponry is not quite there. Willie with a judge.
Yeah, they're going to take mid, and they might be in trouble if they come across that judge. Sunter start things off, and again, interesting call to move down mid there. It is, and to continue to move down mid, to be honest, the Condors should be able to stop this advance, no problem, but we are going to lose Kevin for just a brief moment.
Yeah, that Fate on the flank is, it's a good positioning. No one watching that ends up taking down Non, but in return, Beanster. Beanster's been good in this one. I got to give him his credit so far. This looks like his map.
And around the corner, Beanster should be able to clean this up. Yep. You've seen his aim before. He's been doing a real good job making sure that a target does not stay alive for long of 3v2. Condors have the advantage here. We've seen them squander it before, and looks like that might be good. They're set up for a decent position and a good retake.
10 seconds left.
Spike goes down. Conestoga has the angles to attack this, and efficiently so, but Fate picks up the first headshot. Just not peeking that angle is required. Fate with the ace. Come on now.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty wild. I mean, you got to give it to him, I guess, but I also feel like that should not have been a round win there for Baker.
Yeah, Sunter's got to peek out there at the same time. It leads to just easy 1-at-a-time kills. It's crossfires and it's team trades. It's basics. It's basic stuff, and it's just one of those situations where the game speeds up on you, and you're playing reactive mode. And that's, again, Baker College, good defensive positioning. Good defensive positioning. That Yor was played super aggressively, and it seemed like Conestoga was not ready for that whatsoever.
Well, a round on the board for Baker now, and Fate's Yoru will end up over on the Condors side, but he's not going to find anything worthwhile looking at.
Conestoga hearing him. They know what's about to happen, and that's Beanster getting the better of the judge in close quarters. Good shoot.
Now, teamwork, move it in, watch out. Hopefully you can get that trade out, Sunter. Looking up for Riceball behind. Riceball has been a great shot for Baker College, cleaning up a lot of kills when we don't want them to. A lot of trades coming out here. Condors down in numbers. And it's just down to Sunter on the nail.
He's got 10 bullets in the mag. Uses 5, but unable to get the second. Got my hopes up for a minute there. I will not lie to you. Picked up the big first kill, and we saw it there from Baker. Communication. They came through at the same time.
Yep.
Gave them the kill.
Well, the good thing is that we've been playing from ahead, something that didn't happen in map 1. And now, if we can get another one, we'll be playing it from ahead again, forcing the Baker Swarm into that catch-up, into that chase. It's always just good to be that one map ahead if you can be.
I'm looking at this round that's coming up, and only one word comes to mind, and that's greasy. You got the very much so saves out of both teams here.
More particularly the Condors. But we've seen some of the damage Non can do when it comes to using a little sheriff.
Creative positioning, but ducking under the shots. Rice balling. That's poised to stay in that fight. Kevin trying anything just to slow down this attack. Of course. Oh, Sunter coming over on the rotate. You asked for 2, you only get 1.
Fine, maybe next time. It'll be Kevin that can do some magic here. Not quite 2 to the 4 of Baker College's players left alive. They've got bomb as well. This is not going to be easy by any means for the Condors if they want to stay ahead and win this round.
Got the rotate here in mid. Of course, Baker's taking this rather quiet, and while they're playing the long game, fully rotating around their own spawn here to come back over to B site, and Conestoga's fully rotated off, which I don't blame them.
I mean, yeah, you're trying to look for so many different options. I mean, that's why you're watching mid right now. Actually, you're going to get some information on the cross there as well. Dumbbell almost going down. Beanster couldn't land a shot that would do enough damage to drop him. Brings it just down to our final player, Willie on the Omen.
This is just no man's land he's found himself in here. He's most likely going to go up heaven. Gives himself the most amount of opportunities. Fate, well, it's going to be fate whether or not he's looking over here at Willie. You see him, bottom of your screen, locked in.
What do you do? I mean, you're going to watch so many different things. It'll be magic if he can get it, yeah. That was tough. If he stayed there, he actually might have been able to get one, but that's tough.
Yeah, situation, bomb ticking. You don't got time, not in your favor. And one of those things I noticed in that round in particular, just the importance of weaponry. The one Vandal in the round was at least worth 2 kills, if not 3. And it's so big. I'm not sure who had it, but Fate right now, he's leading the way for Baker Swarm.
Yep. Well, we do get ourselves a couple buys now. Hopefully we can wrap things up here, kill any momentum that Baker's going to be having. That's 3 rounds in a row that they've won. And, you know, it all started once they were able to actually buy, and that's kind of indicative of how they're actually going to play. I mean, those first 2 rounds, it's really hard to understand how a team's going to play because, you know, you're stuck on a bad economy.
Not here on Yoru in the middle of the map, sends out the teleport, gets some information. Of course, Kevin and Non being that dynamic duo in mid. The rest of Baker over on that A site. And they've been good with their takes. We're going to keep our eye on Beanster here. And Baker Swarm, they've made their way into heaven. I was going to say, they could rotate at any time, but I think they're a little locked in now.
Yeah, no, they're definitely locked in. Condors don't quite know that this is where the play is going to be.
Demon's got that rocket launcher ready. The moment any 2 Condors group up, I fear that there might be some bomb blasts.
Yeah, we're probably going to see that soon, but Beanster's not going to let that happen without a kill of his own first there. Demon only taking down 1. It was Beanster. I think we'll take that trade.
That's good positioning here from the Condors, but they have to keep it going. Weaponry not in their favor. Willie, though, I like this positioning. If anyone on Baker decides to get a little too aggressive, except Sunter and Kevin going down in heaven and from C-spawn, and there it is. The attackers take that round, and it felt like it. I'll tell you that much. It's the teabags.
I don't think that's allowed, is it?
Whoa.
I don't know if some of the leagues ban that. Maybe this one doesn't, because I've seen a few of those.
Let the kids play. I'm a fan.
Oh, I don't care.
I'm a fan of the VM.
Yeah, I'm just
No, to your point, there are teams that, or leagues that have banned it.
Yeah.
Did that start in Valorant?
What, teabagging?
No. Come on now. That's blasphemous. That's blasphemous. No, I mean banning teabagging.
Oh,
being
I
cowardice.
Don't know. I don't know.
Just got it in the ears. Just got it in the ears. As far as our producer knows, Overwatch was the first game that banned it. And
of all the games.
well, I would have guessed it. As we do see the first kill, Yoru on Yoru mirror matchup and banned from the server.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad. I'm glad teabagging's there. It's like the NFL when they don't let the guys celebrate. I hate that.
Yeah. Well, there is like excessive because they just waste a lot of time. But this is not a good round for us.
You can always tell a round's not good when we're kind of making jokes. As well.
I could tell from the kill feed, in fact, that none of us are alive.
It's just Willie, one man, a sheriff, and a dream. He ain't no Texas Red.
Fortunately, his alarm went off and the dream's over. He woke up.
As this is a situation unfamiliar to us. We saw it in that first game. They went down 4-3, and that's when things started to get a little bad. But, oh, my goodness. 5 round wins in a row for Baker. They found their flow.
It's fate. Remember, we talked about him before. He's 12-3-4 right now. And that's not good.
Well, it's you in particular were mentioning how big that Yoru is. And, yeah, it's Yoru who is 13-4.
Yeah, we have yet to see how we're really going to answer with it. Because right now, it's just been Condors getting beat up by this Yoru. And they move on to site real fast.
That Yoru and Breach combo off that ult and using both ults at the same time. I don't know how you defeat that, as the positioning just too smooth, as Conestoga is mounting their retake, and it's a tall order now. Willie's the first to go down, and in mid, ladder moves, huge damage on Non.
Yeah, we're getting some damage on them as well, though. Fate's going to take down Kevin. He's hurting real bad, though. Down to just Beanster. He's been shooting good, but I don't think you shoot this good. You got a lot of players you're going to have to deal with.
You know, we call it a cross when two guys are shooting at one direction. That's the first time I've literally seen the bullets make an X and cross over each other.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was through our player's body.
Ooh. Yeah, and
6 rounds.
6 rounds. That's exactly where I was going to go. Is it leads to the 6th round win for Baker Swarm, and this is something we said before the stream started. It's a good team.
Yeah, and again, the fact that we've got, but I mentioned before, the fact that we came down from so many round wins. I mean, we're only 4 off from them right now. I think our deficit was even bigger in that previous map. So they know they can come back, right? Like they've already gotten themselves into a position where similar to this that they can pull themselves out of.
Oh, and just good shooting there from Demon. Just fast trigger. And that mouse swipes around. It's one of those things, another kill down on Kevin, and the more and more these kills happen, the more and more rounds get lost, the harder it is to find that happy place, that flow state where it lives in being happy, and oh, Sunter gets the kill, but not how you want it.
Yeah, I mean, he might have been able to hold that off if he had landed the shot the first time. He unfortunately had 2 missed shots here. Ooh, collateral for Willie. And as the last player, he might be able to clutch this one out if he plays this smart. Uh-oh, that's going to put him in a really hard position. Dumbbell coming around the corner. Get popped in the head. It's just Rice Ball on left. You know he's going to pop out of the smoke. There he is. The clutch for Willie. We said he was quiet in map number 1, and he's going to reciprocate with a little friendly dance of his own.
He's letting us and Baker hear it there. What starts off with a collat turns into a 4v1. Well, what was a 4v1 turns from a collat into a 2v1. Excuse me. Wow. I have to shout out Kevin. That smoke he lays at the end here, you'll be able to see it. That changes the fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It forced those players on the Baker Swarm side to play to Willie's cadence.
Come on now. The round just started. What are we doing, Non?
Well, Non wants to end it.
I can't keep it going, Beamster. Just, sorry, that caught me off guard. What a headshot. The ability usage from Baker was good to eliminate Beamster. It doesn't matter when you get one tapped.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Non opping it up over on A site. He's got a nice long sight line. He can hold that down himself really here. One up in heaven just to make sure they're not going to sneak around where Non can't see. And the other 2 on the other side, just making sure that that B site is secure. With 3 players left for Baker. It's going to be good for the Condors as we do have the advantage.
Seems like Rice Ballin was ready for this and just absolutely with that util spam, the rotate over to the middle of the map and played out that time. It works out in their favor. 3v3 now on the board. Non with the op. I like him with that gun. He's feeling confident. I can tell you that much.
No, I mean, again, well, we hadn't seen an op come out at all. I mean, we've seen the Marshall, but our ally, this is nice to see it in his hand now.
This is Sunter, a guy who's been big so far. In a tough situation and does the smart move, ducks out of the fight, doesn't show himself, and allows the teammates to come over. That's real smart. And a good use of that ult. Picks up a huge kill, denies the plant, lets Conestoga get in, and while they don't deny the plant, they pick up a huge kill to make it a 2v1.
That ult is just crazy. It's the entire site. When you know they're planting, just drop it and they're dead. Ooh. Unfortunately, for ladder moves, you kind of gave away your play there by poking your gun in.
And while it doesn't feel like it, this first half has gone better than last round's first half, or last map's first half.
No, this is really good for the Condors. I mean, obviously, they lost 6 rounds in a row, but I mean, that doesn't matter when they then have a series like this. So, very good for the Condors, only 2 down.
Yeah, just a little refresher if you're just tuning in or you forget. Because, happens. We went down 9-3. It was 9-3 in the first one, and that alone, it being 6-4 right now, 6-4, it does not feel like that, not one bit.
No, not one bit. We have a timeout coming up from our opponents, Baker Swarm, feeling the pressure right now, trying to shut down any momentum the Condors might be starting to pick up in those last 2 rounds, because it definitely felt like they were picking up some momentum.
Exactly what I was going to say is they were hitting their shots, and more importantly, it just felt like the positioning was clicking. It felt like they were communicating with each other well. There were no single gunfights aside from the 4v1 that we ended up clutching up, and I feel like that was the turning point.
And again, if the intel was right, I guess in last semester, these teams are 1-1, so this would be the difference maker in the best of 3 across the year for these two. So, while it's an early season match in league play, there's a little extra storyline on Gambit here for these two teams wanting to best the other.
If you aren't a player or if you're a player who isn't concerned with that sort of thing, I mean, why wear the jersey? I mean, when you live that Conestoga Condors, you know about their past, you know about what's been going on, and this is, some may say, a rivalry. I'd more so give that to the likes of Sinclair, of genuine rivalry, of two teams that go at it. But this is, like you said, 1-1. The Conestoga, there's more to it than just that W at the end of the day.
Well, they're looking for a W now as they climb closer. They had the lead early on against Baker Swarm, but they definitely lost it in quite some fashion. But they're trying to get it back. They're climbing back up there. They can win this. They're just 1 off.
2 more rounds in the half, and again, it's the situation where I'm excited to see Conestoga attack. I'm excited to see how they set the pace.
Maybe with a kill? No. Wow. Ladder move's just new, eh?
Great shot. That's impeccable. That's yeah, that's one of those ones that shuts you up.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what the Condors think here with only 3 players. Do you think that's an A push? It's not. I guess they're moving on to B. I guess if you did, then you don't anymore.
That raised rocket is still in her hands as her intended target got immediately shot in the head. Ladder moves in mid as well. Just picking up a clean shot, and it leaves it to a 5v1 for Willie.
He was in this spot before, and it didn't go well for him. We'll see if it changes now. Nope, same story.
Shut you up quick.
Yeah.
I was, again, you just, if you're Conestoga, you cannot let these rounds demoralize you. You can't. Because it's easy to. Oh, it's easy to, especially after they call a timeout, slow your momentum down, pick up a round win. Cannot let it get to you.
Yep. Well, it's not out of control yet. They're still looking all right. We're getting close to round swap. That will put the Condors on attack, which is where we've generally seen them shine on this map. So it's not over yet. And finally, we're getting to see.
We saw the fade ult.
Yeah, twice now.
Cross path.
Yeah, they're both trying to go for the same play.
Yoru ult says Yoru keeps the kills going on, puts himself in a super creative position, works out, attack from the sewers there. As, yeah, both the Yorus just ulting past each other. A little high five on the way around. As Kevin now, he's found himself in a good position with backup.
Shoddy, can you do it? Oh, shout it. Do it! Oh.
You asked for it.
Yeah, well, I know. I wanted him to win that fight, not die.
And just like that, 2v2. Thing where Conestoga, I thought they had the pincer. I thought they were going to be able to hold them back, but no. The speed from Baker, immediately go over to that B site and immediately start that plant. They're playing with a sense of urgency, and it's been evident Conestoga's going to have to counter that.
It's interesting. They're playing that plant out in the open. They're going to open the garage here. The Condors are going to get on site here. Smoke's up, but obviously they know where the plant is. Trying to poke and prod, keep them off there. Sunter's trying to space them out a little bit if he can. And around the corner, they got one. Just down to the 1v1 now. Sunter is hurting on that Teo. He's got to get the defuse as well. He's going to have to just stick it, though, and you're just going to die. There's no way you win away from this. Can you get Demon? Not quite. I just really didn't see a win for Sunter on that. It was such a hard position to play from.
Not with the 5 seconds. 5 more seconds. And he's got a real genuine shot at that, to your point of just that spike was too close to exploding, and that the urgency to get over to B side and plant immediately to force Conestoga's hands. You said Sunter was forcing positioning, and he did, to his credit. It was one-on-one gunfights to end this round.
It was interesting, though, that he decided to wait. I mean, obviously you don't want to just – you saw the peek through smoke, and you pulled off the plant. I mean, do you not just spray and update your target? I mean, he's nearly point blank. He just kind of sat there and waited for the shotgun to come in and hit him. I'm not a player of their caliber, so I don't know what the decision thought process was, but
And then, yeah, I mean, I'm not a player like them, and I'm not a player like Non. Gets in silently, picks up a first big kill, and yeah, in a situation that close, the shorty, it's gonna beat pretty much all other weapons. As Conestoga's push here into the B site is forced to rotate out, as you've got 3 defenders all using their abilities to try to shut down this. Conestoga, no one on mid. We'll see how that pans out as he got 2 sent over.
yeah, at least a trade. Condor starting to fall behind in rounds, so I hope to not trade anymore. They're stacked up for this push. Not heavily enough, though. It will come in real soon, and see if maybe we get some early picks. As we move in there, not going to happen. The Rice Ball and holding down that site pretty well. Condors down to 2. Ken still turns around. We've seen some pop-offs before, but it's up to Kevin. We've seen him get a good streak, but they all know he's around. They just have to turn the corner together. Kevin can't land the shots on the face of the opponent's player, and that pistol round will go to Baker's Farm.
The dumbbell jump scare in the middle of that round, just sitting in the smoke, coming around Conestoga.
Yeah, he's just there. Yeah.
That got me there. I'll have to watch back the stream, but Non gets into the site completely silently and then just shoots a guy in the head. Of course, most likely use that teleporter. I didn't get a full view of it, but I want to see more of that out of Non.
Well, they are now down 5 rounds to Baker. As they get closer to those juicy double digits, bringing them ever closer to a map win. Condors, remind you, are down a map already, and this is starting to look troublesome for them against Baker Swarm.
Losing pistol round, it's going to be so big, and that's such a difference maker here, having those almost 2 guaranteed round wins, as Conestoga doesn't have the weaponry. They're facing a bunch of outlaws, and those bullets are just deadly in their force round.
Oh no, Demon took the right time to turn the corner there. Sunter's at least going to get 1 kill just for a little bit of retribution, I guess. But yeah, they don't, I mean, I guess you do expect a lot out of that round. They're laughing it off, but yeah, when you force, it's kind of rough because now you're back to square one.
You're back to square one after losing the first 2 rounds of the map. I mean, I know they have to win that round if they want to stay in the game, but still, it makes a bad situation all the worse.
No, it really does. I mean, because now if they lose the next one here, they're in big trouble.
That differential in KD is unreal. You got 4 players in the lobby with double-digit kills, and then the rest are under 8. That is, and then for the Condors, it is Sunter. He's been the man to keep your eye on here, as Conestoga quickly going up mid, favoring that B site, has the Bucky, gets the first. We'll see Ricepawn also with that Bucky, picks up a double. Oh my goodness,
Oh, let's go, Non.
Yeah, too much going on.
Cleaning that one up. He's got 1 more coming around the corner. There's the peak. Can he dive in? Yeah, that is a whole W kind of moment for Non, and that's the kind of whole W moments we look forward to seeing from him.
Can Non just do a stream where he only uses the Buckies and jumps around corners like that? That was ridiculous. Fun to watch. I assume he's having a ball right now. There's that fun factor.
Yeah, well, I think the other thing for them is the fact that they are going to force into this as well, is that they now get to rub it in the faces of Baker Swarm that are about to win a round off of that. And that gives them a lot of, I guess, confidence going into the next one. And any rounds going forward. Yeah, I mean, like they're having fun with it now. They're just saying, hey, Baker, what's going on? How'd you just lose to that?
The disrespect. Well,
I feel like that's absolutely what it was.
oh, it's got to be. I mean, something we have not had the pleasure of seeing, but these two teams have been chatting quite a bit, fraternizing together.
Yeah.
Sharing. I mean, we saw a nice shot earlier on, but something we saw and something we've been saying: flow and fun go hand in hand.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's obviously a cliff you can tip over and fall off of on that and lose focus, but yeah, they definitely two birds of the same feather. Flock? They're birds made of the same flock.
As the A-site take here. They're on site and they're getting the bomb planted down. We're seeing that dimensional drift from Yoru there. That's Non, of course, trying to get himself in a creative position. Talk about creative positions.
Just
Really?
the whole W, man. That's all you gotta do. It's no brain play. I love it.
Odin down. No more Odin to deal with here. It's just the two remaining Baker Swarmans. They know where they're at. They're in good positioning for it. They just have to hold on.
They do. Question is, can they? Yeah, they absolutely can. No, it's just gonna chase him down.
Yeah.
What I like to see right now is just they're giving Baker Swarm no ammo. That if Baker Swarm wins, they can't say anything because Condors are coming in with the silliest of sillies right now, and if they lose, like, I mean, they should. So there's nothing Baker Swarm. I mean, that's the mental gameplay going on right now. That's the warfare that's happening. Is the Condors are going in to give Baker Swarm no options to brag about this win.
I mean, when shotguns are two of the difference makers, I mean, the Bucky and the Judge in back-to-back rounds, yeah, that's how you know. Even without Silly Shadow, they're keeping it rather whimsical. Kevin's
Typing up a storm.
Oh,
right
he's laughing. He's laughing at something.
I think they're having fun with each other. But that's what I love about this. Is that I think Condors are coming in to win the mental warfare right now.
Something I said to this team before the game started is, I don't care if you win or lose. I just want this to be entertaining. And look at this. I mean, if that don't get you going, I don't know what will. Non-uber aggressive.
Oh, yeah, super. But eventually comes to bite him in the butt as he gets double teamed there. But they're trying to send everything. They don't like this. I mean, the Condors are setting the pace right now. It's really hard, honestly, to follow what the strategy might be besides go.
Non goes down, and then he sends the Hounds out to avenge him. I mean, that was a murder crew coming in through the middle of the map.
Sometimes all you need is a little bit of no fear pacing. Yeah, Dumbbell's taking it too seriously. You're going to get shut down in a moment here.
Numbers game not in Dumbbell's side. Conestoga, especially Willie here, holding that angle and revealing themselves. Dumbbell going for that pre-fire does not pan out in their
smoke
favor.
was awesome, though. By the way, that smoke was huge because it just all of a sudden, Dumbbell's blinded. You can't see anything. He doesn't realize his gun's sticking out. That's really all you got to do now is just put your crosshair where that head is supposed to be, and you're dead.
Easy as that.
It all came from that smoke. That smoke was a huge difference maker.
It's 2 rounds there where I'm pretty sure that's a glove smoke. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. But just by the color.
Omen?
It looked too purple in my mind. Omen's is more like black/deep blue. That looks purple. Either way, whoever laid it down, that's so clutch. There's 2 clutch
Very
smokes
clutch.
already that you can point your finger at.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they know. Beanster's like, get me out of here.
As we do have an A-side take. Whoa! Coming through like Stewie 2K, getting a double kill.
Yeah.
Kevin shuts that down, but not after losing 2.
He's currently taking a page out of the Condors books. Yeah, they've just turned that playbook around on them.
I don't know what we were seeing there. We were seeing something. I was going to say before the round started, it's a slightly different situation now, but all the same, it was 10-7. A game that's started off rather doom and gloomy. I mean, flipped on its head. You saw the smiles.
Is it just, I'm going to need someone that's actually an expert in Valorant here to tell me, but is it just me or has this series turned into degen mode?
I think that started way back with the teabagging.
That's what I'm saying, but like it's just, they've just gone full degen now. And like I'm here for it. Like I'm absolutely here for it, but I don't know. This is this is a real Call of Duty lobby now.
This is Kevin's leadership personified. As I was hoping to see Willie commit to that teleport as we see Demon busting out the Raze ultimate and picking up a big kill with it. And yeah, I wanted to see that teleport pan out because that would have been wild. Instead, Kevin going down, and we'll see. Keep your eye on that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you can get one here. Nope, just immediately shut down a second later here. Willie with a potential collat. No, they don't line up. Just enough for him, and he will be taken down.
I'm feeling, I mean, they're smiling. They're smiling like you wouldn't believe seeing us at match point. And look at these faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is D-Gen lobby.
Oh, man.
Fully.
That was the next level teabag. It was the team bag. Team bag. Got a twofer on that one.
In this situation, I was saying it was 10-7 at a point there. Super winnable. Now it's match point, and yeah.
Well, I think they also realized they're not going to win this unless they do this. So for them, it's that's why I said it's the mental warfare. The Baker Swarm cannot walk away and say, we're proud of this. It's just like Condors is giving them nothing to be able to walk away and say anything about here. Done. Gets to walk away and say, I just shot you with a shotgun 10 times over.
What? Where's your operator at? I don't know.
I'm going the opposite range.
Oh, my goodness. Again, you can't take away the fact that they're all having fun. Sunder comes in through the B heaven there and picks up a kill. And just like that, one of the most wild rounds we've seen so far is going Conestoga's favor. 3-2 so far.
Yeah,
with
look
the
at this. Yeah, there's just no. This is fun. I'm having fun.
Oh, held on. Ladder
Having
moves.
fun.
Stays in it. And I'd hopes for that classic there. I don't know. I got my hopes up.
Oh, what's he calling in here?
Sunter, the last chance now for the Condors on match point. 12-7. Has 2 Swarm to deal with. It's a tall order.
Is he going to hold the swing, or is he going to do something crazy here? Yeah, no, just push him off the point. Get yourself onto it. Oh, he has to reload at the absolute worst time in the world.
Just caught with your pants down. That's the epitome of it.
Yeah, that's it. That's going to be Baker Swarm walking away with the win. That'll be the 13th round for them. Condors coming in to have a little fun at the end. Again, mental warfare in their favor, and it turned into just a fun little series for them. We expected a potential 0-2 against them anyways. I will say when they were trying it, though, in that first map there, Condors honestly held up decently well. But, yeah, there was just not much hope coming into split there. It did feel like they were a bit at a loss for what game plan should be being executed.
I've never come out of a loss like that smiling so much.
Yeah, probably that too, to be honest.
The vibe's so high with this team where growing pains. There are growing pains. This is a team that's going to get better as a unit. Right now, this game was more so like individual efforts, especially someone. Sunter led the team in kills again.
Yep.
He had a couple good rounds. We saw it. We saw it there from who was it? Willie with that 4K on the clutch. I mean, it's stuff like that you could take with you, as you say. Morale, mental warfare. You can take this week and have good weeks after it.
Yeah, no. If you realize what you're doing right now isn't working, you got so many more games that you can play. Look forward to those. Right now, it's very important to realize, hey, we're still just playing. We're playing collegiate esports, right? Like we're not playing at Worlds or anything. It's not VCT. We're still here to have fun. School and our studies are the most important thing. And if we're not having fun while we're doing this, why are we doing this? So it's important to get that dynamic down, and I think they've done that perfectly. We saw it last week. We're now seeing it this week. And I think that can then develop into something more. You can work on those strats, those plays throughout the rest of the week. Try it again next week. If it goes well, cool, take it a little more seriously. If not, go back to having fun.
Yeah, I gotta say, even if they don't piece it together, even if it doesn't click, have that moment, you know the games are going to be entertaining. You know they're going to pull out crazy strats.
I mean, because they've got the mechs. I mean, we've seen it. They know how to aim, right? Like they know how to be able to. They know how to be able to just go out there and play Call of Duty. Or like have fun, get some shots. They can land their shots, and that's really good.
We saw it at the end, especially with the shotguns coming out. You know, a Valorant game is kind of getting unhinged when you see more shotgun kills than pistol kills. Or SMG kills. I feel like the Bucky was The Bucky was the star of the show for me. It was both
Well,
Non,
I mean, it has to be, yeah.
I mean, Non was using it. The opponent started busting it out too. When you get a game like that, I mean, 12-7, score is not emblematic of how it went.
Yeah, that's very true. But that is our Valorant for tonight. I think we'll be back tomorrow for some more Valorant. So please join us as our Academy squad will be hitting the field at 8 o'clock p.m. So obviously a little bit different here. We had 2 of our players from that squad that you just saw today in Center and Beanstar. And the rest of the squad got left behind on the Academy squad. So we'll see if maybe they could get some wins that our Varsity squad's not been finding.
Well, the old men didn't feel like relinquishing their spots. Of course, you got Non.
Yeah.
You got, I mean, they're the same age as me. I'm calling them old.
Yeah.
But it's a team where it's like, again, smiles on our faces, smiles on their faces. You've got nothing to not look forward to.
Yeah. Hopefully smiles on your faces as well. And if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit all the follows on the socials, probably down below on whatever platform you're watching this on. And go hit up all the other ones that you're not watching this on and follow, subscribe there as well. Yeah, thanks for hanging out for this fun match with me.
Well, thank you.
That was really cool.
Wildly fun game.
Yeah, no, that was fun by the end. They managed to make sure they had some fouls to hang out and have some fun. But again, hopefully to see you for some more Condors action throughout the week. Thanks for joining tonight, and have a good rest of your night.
Esports is for everybody. That's what makes this so special, where there's not a lot of barrier to entry. It's, do you have a passion for gaming? That's all it really takes. There's so many different things involved in this. It really does take that full team to make a successful event run. And that's what this program does. You got the lighting going on, you got the video capture going on, you got the whole production crew that are packaging this all together, you have the shoutcasting that's happening. We want to be, that pinnacle for esports. We want students to come here, learn from industry best, and launch their careers in esports. You have that new arena that's being built. To have that investment through the college, it proves a lot. We're invested in this. This can lead to something really big and something really neat and something that you're really invested in. It's a $1 billion industry, and we really can't wait to see where this goes.